A crucial warning was issued by NASA. Pluto is not what you assume. They contend that new findings from the New Horizons probe indicate strange activity on Pluto's surface. An object appears to be gliding across Pluto's outer layer in one particularly alarming image, which begs the question of whether there is some kind of life on this far-off world, or whether we are just dealing with an odd geological aberration. Despite its diminutive size, Pluto has a wealth of fascinating tales to tell. The data from the New Horizons mission, which took 9 years to reach Pluto, was not known to scientists when Pluto's planetary classification was canceled in 2006. Since then, we've discovered that this small planet is significantly more complex than originally believed. The discovery of several other tiny bodies in the Kuiper Belt led to Pluto's demotion from planetary status. In order to differentiate planets from dwarf planets or trans-Neptunian objects, astronomers determined that we needed a limit. Pluto receives points for its size and round form, but its orbit is less clean because it shares it with a number of other objects. Pluto was taken from the list of the solar system's major planets because of this. This was considered shameful by many people on Earth, which caused a great deal of annoyance among people everywhere. Many people found it hard to believe that Pluto was no longer a planet. It seemed unreal that this small thing had attracted so many admirers on Earth, leading to messages of disapproval to NASA. Even state governments received emails from angry residents demanding that Pluto be restored as a planet, and prominent scholars supported the reduction. Pluto, a beloved member of our 9-planet sequence, had been a part of our lives since the 1930s. When New Horizons brought us the first actual photos of Pluto in 2015, its cute face was seen. Consider this. Earlier textbook representations of Pluto were artistic interpretations, therefore this was the first real photograph of the planet. The Hubble telescope was unable to see Pluto's surface well, so the New Horizons mission was able to capture images of this little body in its true form: bright, amiable, extraordinarily colorful, and even heart-shaped. Since then, the solar system's furthest planet has gained even more admirers. Maybe one day, scientists may change their minds and let Pluto regain its planet status. When the first data from the New Horizons project reached mission control in 2015, it was a momentous occasion, and everyone was in awe of the first pictures of Pluto. Everyone in attendance was aware that they were going to witness a planet for the first time that they had all heard about in passing but had never seen up close. From innumerable bits and pixels, the computers on Earth created this captivating picture. The discoveries that the mission made about Pluto fundamentally changed our perception of this far-off planet. Compared to what planetary scientists have previously believed, Pluto is far more active, complicated, and living. Geographical features, and possibly even temperature anomalies that no one had predicted seem to envelop the small planet. The vague, mysterious world in the Kuiper Belt's darkness became a real thing with every new bit of information that New Horizons sent, displaying so much life that it astounded scientists. Scientists witnessed an increasing number of incredible geological wonders. Rather than the frigid, cratered wasteland they had anticipated, Pluto proved to be a lively place with beautiful ice formations, deep valleys, and smooth, icy surfaces. The numerous measurements, pictures, and discoveries had to travel a considerable distance from Pluto to Earth over the course of years. We have been continuously amazed by fresh, fascinating insights of Pluto since 2015. Who could be on the surface of Pluto? In 2016, a beautiful picture that seemed to depict a person walking across a strange ice floe in the shape of a honeycomb went viral. However, the ice visible here is composed of nitrogen and methane rather than water. The strange object was identified by scientists as a soiled piece of ice that seems to float across the snowy plains. Most likely, this enormous block of ice is made of very solid nitrogen. Experts have discovered something remarkable in these strange-looking landforms. They now think that Pluto has a nitrogen reserve a few kilometers below the surface. These blocks are pushed higher by the planet's internal geological activity, creating patterns and honeycombs like the seemingly roving mountain. This suggests that the planet's interior is warm, and this finding alone may have a big impact on how we view Pluto. Pluto is undoubtedly more dynamic than previously thought. Variations in surface formations and land movement caused by heat, reflect a kind of aliveness that indicates we have undervalued Pluto. This little mass exhibits some fire and warmth, which may indicate that Pluto contains liquid pockets that resemble seas or magma chambers. The head of the geological team for the New Horizons project, William McKinnon, even likened the interior structures of the tiny planet to a region the size of Canada's Hudson Bay. This amazing panorama evolved over thousands of years and is still dynamic now, according to virtual simulations. Under the frozen mass, can you make out the specific X on the right? Sublimation, a process in which a substance goes straight from a solid to a gaseous state and the fluid phase vanishes, is most likely what created this arrangement. Pluto's extremely high temperatures are the cause of these cycles. This dead world's perplexing geological cycles and climatic abnormalities nearly appear unreal. Does the idea of spending Christmas on the snow-covered Pluto seem crazy to you? Yes, it is true that Pluto is a mystery. Interesting features of this planet's ecology and seasonal variations were discovered by the New Horizons expedition. Because of its peculiar orbit and tilt, Pluto, which is located in the chilly, far-off parts of the Kuiper Belt, undergoes notable seasonal fluctuations. Depending on Pluto's distance from the Sun, the New Horizons probe discovered that the planet's atmosphere, a thin layer of carbon monoxide, methane, and nitrogen, varies significantly. These modifications impact the dwarf planet's surface conditions in addition to its atmosphere. Pluto's snow, which is mostly made up of frozen nitrogen and methane, is one of the atmosphere's most striking features. The very low temperatures on Pluto lead the more volatile gases, like as methane and nitrogen, to condense and fall as intriguing snow, in contrast to Earth, where snow is made entirely of water. Pluto's surface is shaped and renewed by all of these processes, which cover the terrain with fresh deposits. Other geological activities, such as frozen formations and perhaps even cryovolcanic cycles, are subsequently fueled by these disturbances. These cyclical cycles are also strongly related to air thickness, according to the New Horizons study. Pluto's thin atmosphere expands and rises when it is nearest to the Sun because it warms up a little. The atmosphere freezes and returns to the surface as Pluto travels away from the Sun once more. A remarkable oddity results from this phenomenon. Pluto's atmosphere may really snow as it condenses, with nitrogen and methane making up the snow. The distribution of cold deposits and variations in surface brightness also imply that almost all of Pluto's surface landscapes and features are connected to these atmospheric cycles. The entire surface of Pluto changes significantly more than that of Earth because its mountains are composed of ice, which is incredibly malleable, rather than rock. What is inside Pluto's heart? Who would have guessed that Pluto's heart is one of the planet's most fascinating regions in addition to being a lovely, warm mark? This massive, heart-shaped ice surface, which was once known as the Sputnik Planum, has an area of around 1,000 kilometers and is mostly composed of nitrogen ice with small amounts of frozen carbon monoxide and methane. The darker, more intricate regions surrounding Sputnik Planum stand in sharp contrast to its dazzling, almost flawless surface. Sputnik Planum is a massive impact structure in terms of geography that was most likely later modified by volcanic cycles. Cryovolcanism on Pluto is the process by which cold elements rise from the dwarf planet's interior to the surface, in contrast to normal volcanic activity on Earth, when magma rises from the Earth's interior. Nitrogen and other volatiles heated and push upward from the heat sources in Pluto's subsurface, where they freeze and form new structures like this one. Because of the Sputnik Planum's extreme flatness, scientists have deduced that internal processes periodically replenish the frigid surface. These structures are probably shaped by convection processes occurring inside the ice sheet. Underneath the flawless ice sheet of Sputnik Planum, scientists believe there might be a vast body of liquid water that is kept fluid by Pluto's internal heat. Although it's not completely implausible, they wonder if living forms may exist in this subglacial sea. What function does Charon serve? Few people were aware that Pluto had more than one moon before to the New Horizons mission. The largest of these moons, Charon, was found in 1978 by American astronomer James Christie. With a diameter around half that of Pluto, Charon is very huge in comparison, which has resulted in a special bond between the two planets. Pluto and Charon always display the same side to one another because they are tidally locked. With its massive impact craters and chasms, Charon's surface differs from Pluto's in a startling way. Comet-like objects are thought to be the stuff that Pluto and Charon have been exchanging.